In today's video, I'm going to explain how to be successful with a 1 meal a day approach.
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com, and today we're going to talk about the 1 meal a day approach. And if you're interested in nutrition, training, how to reach all your fitness goals, hit the subscribe button because that's what we do here. And today's question comes directly from my Instagram direct message where I take your questions and I answer them here on video. So today's question, right here. Let's talk about it. I have recently restarted weight loss, started at 29% body fat, 204 pounds. It's been weeks and I'm at 188.8 pounds. I'm doing 1,000 calorie a day diet with 30 minutes of cardio, 4 times a week and 4 days gym doing compound lifts. Also a food lover, I'm doing a 1 meal a day diet as the only diet I can stick to is for more than a week. I have no issues with eating once. What do you suggest for me further, as I can see myself continuing this for 3 more weeks for a family occasion? Then I want to keep cutting and keep my goal being 145 pounds before starting bulking again with gym workouts. After this initial 5-week period, I have no plans. I may come down to 175 to 180 in 3 more weeks, but after that, I'm lost. I am currently on a not so strict keto, having a bowl of 3 omelets and 150 grams of beef and a glass of milk. It equates to 1,000 to 1,100 calories, but I'm burning close to 500 calories by walking a lot and cardio as well as weight training. Plus, I'm starting to lose my energy for cardio for the past 2 to 3 days. Well, I don't typically discuss these type of approaches, 1 meal a day, fasting. Why? Because I don't have a lot of experience with them. I have tried fasting, I have tried this approach, and man, for me, it is just a struggle. I need more food than that, okay? I cannot possibly get all my food in a single meal a day, but my friend, if it's working for you, I'm gonna encourage you to keep doing it with one caveat. I'm gonna explain what I want you to do, and I'm gonna explain why. Now, what is 1 meal a day? Well, it's basically a form of intermittent fasting where individuals are going to plan all their calories for a single meal. And this gentleman is getting about 1,000 to 1,100 calories a day, which is a significant sized meal. I don't know if that's possible to eat more in that single sitting, but what happens when we only eat 1 meal a day? Well, hunger signaling is most closely associated with which the pattern when we eat food. When we eat is typically when we're gonna get hungry. When someone says to me, well, I eat every 2 to 3 hours, and if I don't, I get really hungry. Well, that's why you get hungry every 2 to 3 hours. I used to take that approach. When I switched to eating every 5-6 hours apart, well, guess what? I started getting hungry every 5 to 6 hours. Now, with fasting and with 1 meal a day, you're gonna drastically change your hunger signaling. And for many people, this gets them out of this cycle of constant snacking, constant eating. The one thing I liked about fasting when I did it was I shut off my eating at a certain time of day and I stopped thinking about food. The problem became I was unable to get enough calories in my day in the window that I was providing myself. And I'll be honest, I just like spacing my meals out throughout the day. I enjoy eating. It's kind of my break. If, however, it came to a point where I wanted to focus on having more time away from food and more time to focus on tasks, I think fasting is a great strategy. I think setting your day up to be more productive is a great way to do it. And changing hunger signaling, just getting out of our daily routine of how we handle things with this approach of 1 meal a day, well, it's clearly working for you, my friend, as you've come way down in weight. But what I think might be an interesting approach for you is to take one day every so often, let's say once a week or once every 10 days, and give yourself a high carb refeed day. Why? Well, with 1,000 calories a day, what you're going to be really depleting is your glycogen stores. Glycogen stores are going to be very valuable for performance in the gym, for your performance and energy. It's also fuel for your brain if you're not on a ketogenic diet. We need glycogen. So when you're so depleted, you said in your question that you are run down and you're getting tired. A 1 day a week, high carb day refeed, it might be 400, 500, 6 grams of carbs in a single day, but I would focus on trying to bring the protein down a little bit, bring the fats down a little bit so you can kind of keep your calories in a decent range. I wouldn't suggest having a 1 day a week where your calories are like 5,000-6,000 when you're only eating 1,000 a day. You might just bump your calories up to say 1,500 for a day, make the bulk of that carbohydrates, and then boom, your glycogen stores are gonna be replenished. You're gonna have that energy for the rest of the week. You can go back to your 1 meal a day approach, and boom, you're making progress again without having to kind of reset your entire structure because you're having success. And that's the biggest mark of a successful diet. Can you see yourself doing this long term? Clearly it's been working for you, and if you can see yourself doing it once you go on your vacation, once you come back for your vacation, I really feel like these are the markers of a long-term successful diet. So what I would do is I would take your calories, pick 1 day, 7 days, 5 days. You know, the leaner you get, the more frequent I suggest refeed meals. Now I've done multiple videos on how to set up a refeed, multiple day refeeds, diet breaks, all of these things. This video, I'm gonna stay on topic and just tell you, I would suggest having a test, 1 day refeed. See how you respond, see how you feel the next few days, and then you can decide if, you know what, it takes me 3, 4, 5, 7, 10 days to really feel like I've made some progress and restored my glycogen, my workouts have been good. When the energy starts to dip again, that's when you can have another refeed. You also mentioned that you're burning about 500 calories in your cardio sessions alone. Take into fact that you're eating 1,000 to 1,100 calories. Then you've got to consider your basal metabolic rate, which is going to be very high. You, my friend, are in a huge caloric deficit. So what's going to happen over time is you're going to have some adaptations to your physiology, metabolism's going to slow down, psychology, you're going to start to get food focused, energy's going to be low. So you need to do something now, some sort of intervention to allow this type of deficit to continue. Running yourself into the ground is going to end up being a negative in the long term if you don't take care of these problems now, if you don't plan ahead, okay? This does not need to turn into an eating disorder. You have some extra body fat. Once that body fat starts to come off, you're gonna have to adjust your approach. You don't wanna be in a huge caloric deficit for a long extended amount of times and create long-term issues, okay? You wanna create a sustainable approach. Clearly, what you're doing now is working. Just understand that the same approach doesn't work when you have less body fat, so you'll need to understand how to approach that. Hopefully this refeed strategy works for you. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments once you try it. I'll even pin it to the top if you can do that for us. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.